What's up, Glowline fam? We're kicking things off with a look at preference falsification and how cancel culture might be keeping us from speaking our minds. Is the emperor truly naked, or are we all just afraid to say it? Next up, we're diving deep into what's being called the Third Red Scare. With new crackdowns on dissent and the weaponization of political fallout, is free speech under attack like never before? Then, we're heading over to Ireland to explore the vital importance of media independence and the fight to challenge consensus, thought in a landscape often dominated by a single narrative. And finally, we're breaking down how Donald Trump is being called the new king of cancel culture, shifting from defending dissent to vowing a broad crackdown. It's a wild ride, so hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss a second. The emperor has no clothes. Cancel culture's grip on free speech. Ever felt like everyone agrees on something, but you just don't? That's preference falsification, and it might be more powerful than you think. We're peeling back the layers on a common fable and revealing why, in reality, speaking your truth can be incredibly costly. Think about the emperor's new clothes. In the story, one brave child points out the obvious: the emperor is naked. Suddenly, everyone else admits they saw it too. But what if that first person saying the emperor has no clothes isn't enough? In today's world, especially with the rise of cancel culture, the marginal cost of being the first to speak out can be sky high. You risk being shunned, mocked, or worse, just like the historical practice of trashing described in the 1970s. Musa al-Gharbai's work highlights how these awakenings and public shaming tactics can silence genuine beliefs, even when those beliefs are shared by the majority. It's a constant battle between the desire to express private thoughts and the fear of public reprisal, keeping many in a state of public silence. This is a crucial conversation about the health of our public discourse. Are we creating an environment where genuine debate is stifled, or are we on the verge of a breakthrough? Don't go anywhere, because what we uncover next is truly chilling. Get ready for a deep dive into the potential Third Red Scare. The Third Red Scare, free speech under siege. The right's new assault on free speech isn't cancel culture, it's potentially far worse. Following the tragic killing of Charlie Kirk, we're seeing a disturbing trend. Ordinary Americans are being targeted, fired, and blacklisted for expressing opinions about his death, even for simply distaste for his past statements. Prominent figures like Laura Loomer and libs of TikTok are actively identifying targets, while an anonymous website builds a blacklist based on thousands of reports. Vice President J.D. Vance and Stephen Miller have vowed to use federal resources to crack down on left-wing organizations, falsely claiming they bear responsibility for Kirk's death. Policies under consideration include stripping tax-exempt status and weaponizing anti-corruption laws. Attorney General Pam Bondi has threatened to prosecute those engaging in hate speech related to Kirk's death and punish employers who don't fire staff who impugned his memory. President Trump himself has threatened to prosecute the press and filed a massive lawsuit against the New York Times. This is being framed as a new Red Scare, exaggerating a radical threat to justify state repression, drawing parallels to McCarthyism and the post-9/11 era, and weaponizing modern social media for mass cancellation. The implications are massive, potentially reshaping the landscape of political dissent in America. But the fight for free expression isn't just happening in the U.S. We're turning our attention to the Emerald Isle and the battle for media independence. Challenging the consensus, the fight for media independence in Ireland. In the quest for diverse thought, many find the Irish media landscape a challenging terrain. Some outlets, it's argued, have shifted from challenging consensus to fiercely defending it, often blaming issues on the far right without deeper exploration. This is precisely the gap that the founders of news sought to fill. They aim to provide a platform that looks beyond simple slogans and delves into the real concerns of ordinary people, including those who hold these views privately but are hesitant to voice them publicly. Crucially, they reject government funding to maintain their independence. They believe that accepting state money would inevitably lead to self-censorship, slowly turning them into just another safe, consensus-driven voice. Their model is a direct appeal to readers. If you value their independence and want them to be accountable to you, you need to support them through subscriptions. They pledge to be open, honest, and brave, even if it means publishing content that some readers will disagree with or find annoying. It's a call for a media that serves the public, not just a singular cause. This approach highlights a critical debate about the role of journalism in a democratic society. But as we champion independence, another story unfolds about power and control. We're heading back to the US to see how one figure is reshaping the narrative around dissent. Trump, the new king of cancel culture. In a striking turn of events, President Donald Trump, once a vocal critic of cancel culture, is now being accused of becoming its new champion. Following the activist Charlie Kirk's killing, the White House has rapidly pivoted from defending dissent to vowing a broad crackdown on hateful rhetoric and the left. This shift is particularly noteworthy given Trump's past actions. During his previous term, an executive order aimed at restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship was signed, with supporters like J.D. Vance and Elon Musk hailing his return as a moment of freedom. However, the narrative appears to have dramatically changed. The current administration, in the wake of Kirk's death, is reportedly considering policies to target left-wing organizations, including stripping tax-exempt status and using anti-corruption laws. This move is seen by critics as a direct application of the very tactics they decried, now wielded against political opposition. The administration's rhetoric and proposed actions suggest a strategy to weaponize political fallout and leverage state power to suppress dissenting voices, creating a climate where challenging the established narrative carries significant risks. This development raises serious questions about the future of free speech and political discourse in the United States. That's all the news we've got for you today, but stick around for a rapid-fire recap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, Glowline fam, let's do this. We explored how cancel culture might be silencing us through preference falsification, warned of a potential third Red Scare cracking down on dissent, championed the fight for media independence in Ireland, and analyzed Donald Trump's controversial new stance on cracking down on opposition. If you found this breakdown valuable, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Follow us on all social media platforms for behind-the-scenes content, and join the conversation in the comments below.